return to the confines of Gillette Stadium bring a reversal of fortune. Their opponent tonight, the star-studded LA Galaxy. First-place team in the Western Conference has scored more goals than any other club in the league, but have traditionally struggled here in the Northeast. It's East versus West as the Revs host David Beckham and the LA Galaxy next on Comcast Sportsnet.
Need to order in? It's Papa time.
Blueberry waffle with maple sausage.
Can't get better. Unless we were kicking it on my couch, in PJs, watching our soaps.
Yeah, that would make it worse.
Much worse.
The new blueberry waffle with maple sausage sandwich. It just might be the perfect breakfast sandwich. So try one today. America runs on Dunkin'. Hurry into Dunkin' Donuts and add a 9-piece hash brown to your combo purchase for just 99 cents.
Right now, when you buy any large pizza at Papa Gino's, any large pizza, you can get up to 5 large cheese pizzas for just $6 each. Get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $6 pizza time. Right now at Papa Gino's. It's Papa time.
Kevin Olsen of the Revolution has steadfastly defended the right side of the New England back line since missing Week 1 against Los Angeles. Tonight against the Galaxy, he knows he has a tall task against a high-powered LA attack.
We need to know where they're at all times, and we have to be alert. You know, those guys, you can't make mistakes because they'll capitalize off of them. You know, we need to communicate, know where they're on the field. Can't give them time and space because that's when they perform their best.
It's New England Revolution soccer from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. The Revs hosting the LA Galaxy tonight. So glad you could join us. I'm Brett Feldman alongside former New England Revolution defender Brian Dunseth. Brian, a big opportunity tonight for the Revs against a tough opponent.
Yeah, for the New England Revolution. It's been a rough week. Didn't get the result in San Jose, then the Open Cup situation, but you couldn't ask for a better opportunity to get the full 3 points at home against an LA Galaxy team that, quite frankly, is probably a little leg heavy off that travel and multiple games this week.
However, LA's defense giving up less than a goal per game. If you're the Revs, how do you break that down?
I think it starts in the midfield with Benny Feilhaber and what he's able to do in possession. Keeps the ball on the deck, likes to combine. He's had more than 5 games underneath his belt so far, underneath Stevie Nicol, and he started to find his rhythm, combining with the forwards, combining with Shaw Reed-Joseph, getting his head up, and his individual skill can unlock opposing defenses.
So far, just 1 assist for Feilhaber, and he also drew the penalty against Vancouver. Here's New England's starting lineup, unchanged, Brian, from the last 2 matches.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test for the rookie out of Cal, A.J. Swords. He'll pair up alongside Ryan Cochran, facing the likes of Landon Donovan and Chad Barrett.
Yeah, and for L.A., David Beckham, the man the fans come to see, and still very effective.
He was given the week off, didn't play against the Houston Dynamo. He was over at Manchester United playing against Juventus. Gary Neville's testimonial went the full 90 minutes, much to the surprise of many people around Major League Soccer. But not just his set pieces, his ability to combine, go forward, and those trademark balls up over the top.
LA, as you say, Brian, in the midst of a busy stretch, so Coach Bruce Arena uses his squad depth.
Yeah, Juan Pablo Angel given the night off. He's still back in Los Angeles. That means Miguel Lopez, the 22-year-old, on loan from Kelmes in Argentina. He'll pair up alongside Chad Barrett up top.
Chris Tierney seems to always be losing his starting job, but then winning it right back. He's the Revs' Mr. Versatility, and he starts on the left wing versus LA tonight. The Revs and the Galaxy, the opening kickoff is next. Stay tuned.
Based on a real car insurance claim. Really.
I was just sitting there in my little car, and a street sweeper started sweeping me down the street.
AAA can't control who or what's on the road with you, but we can promise you fast, personal service and a smart approach to car insurance that can save you a whole lot of money. Really.
You gotta be kidding me, right?
How much can you save? Get a quote from AAA today.
David, Matt, I'm honored to be on the Prime team this year, but you guys have not told me what you're paying me yet.
We're going to pay you the same thing our customers pay for their cars.
Peanuts.
Time is on your side. Yes, it is.
Nice pitch, Pap. Now here's ours.
For a limited time, you can lease a 2011 Audi A4 2.0T 6-speed Quattro Premium for just $359 a month. Right now at Audi Westwood on Route 1.
Jerry Remy here. When friends ask me where to get the best seats at Fenway at a great price, I send them to Ace Ticket. Ace is located right here in Boston. They know what you mean by monster seats. And the pesky pole. If you want the club seats, you've got it. If you want the bleachers, behind the plate, on deck circle, Ace delivers. With Ace Ticket, you can have any seat at Fenway Park except mine. So call them at 1-800-MY-SEATS and take advantage of their free and easy pickup.
1-800-MY-SEATS.
I got it. Let's celebrate.
All right.
McDonald's?
Whoa, whoa, 10 and 2, buddy. Hands on the wheel, eyes on the road, right? So this is what it's like to be driven around, huh?
Oh, look over there, honey. The Frankels finished the addition on their house.
Oh, yeah. The want it, need it.
Stay focused.
Gotta have a taste of the Quarter Pounder with cheese, Big Mac, and Angus Third Pounder.
Hey, hop on the expressway.
But it's rush hour.
The simple joy worth waiting for.
How's your burger, bro?
Revolution Soccer is brought to you by Ace Ticket. Call 1-800-MY-SEATS or visit aceticket.com. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by Yellow Book 360. Go beyond yellow with Yellow Book 360.
We're back from Gillette Stadium. The New England Revolution looking to bust up the Galaxy. Brad Feldman, Brian Dunseth with you. Let's go now quickly to Damon Amendolara down on the field.
Fans will notice Shalrie Joseph's bright new kicks tonight. That's the brand new Adidas Predator. Adidas just launched them this weekend. It's televised and advertised as speed and control, a little bit of power in there as well. Kind of like the old movie where the Predator hunted down Arnold Schwarzenegger, using all of those adjectives. Guys, watch for that tonight. Back upstairs.
DA, thanks for shoehorning that story in before kickoff. You're on firm footing with us as always. And it's the Galaxy kicking off wearing all white, moving from left to right. And it's hooked forward by Landon Donovan, leading the league in goals so far with 8. Zach Boggs battling Miguel Lopez. And Boggs can't keep it in play. The Galaxy, tough defense, high-flying attack. Their last 2 wins were just 1-0 victories, but they do come in on a 3-game winning streak. They're top of the charts in the Western Conference standings. The Reds with an opportunity, as we said in the previous segment, to go to 3rd place. And there you see Todd Donovan, recently went over the 200 games played mark in MLS. Long throw-in on the bounce. It's taken by Matt Reese. Stevie Nickel, assisted by Steve Miles, to his right. In his 10th season, really his 11th. He had that 2-game stint back in '99, but it's his 10th continuous season. Longest tenured head coach as Rajko Lekic lets it run and it bounces favorably for Benny Feilhaber. Beautiful ball for Zach Boggs, who fluffs the chance right on the doorstep. Great delivery. Should have been a goal, Brian.
And Zach Boggs just leaning on the back shoulder, on the back door, getting in between A.J. De La Garza, Todd Donovan. Fantastic ball outside of the right foot, Benny Feilhaber. Bit of a discombobulated play right here. Rajko Lekic, that ball comes off his foot outside of the right post by Feilhaber. And Zach Boggs has to finish this. You're not going to get clear-cut opportunities too often against a defense like the LA Galaxy. The New England Revolution should have been up 1-0.
Foul whistled against the Galaxy. You see Bruce Arena, who's really righted the ship here in LA. They were just a penalty kick away from an MLS Cup championship 2 seasons ago. Former U.S. national team head coach who made his name in MLS with DC United in the early years in the league. Head her back to Donovan Ricketts. His 3rd season as the #1 choice goalkeeper for LA at Jamaica International. What's the key for the Revs tonight, Brian, if they want to go toe-to-toe with the best in the West?
Well, you got to start with limiting David Beckham's touches, whether that be from the run of play or set pieces. David Beckham's made his career on quality service. You got to get a body on Landon. Not too many people in MLS are capable of doing what Landon Donovan can do. If he gets the ball at his feet without pressure, he's deadly, and you got to raise the bar physically. Revs must set the tone with and without the ball, as the Galaxy are playing in their 3rd match in 7 days.
Sean Franklin has it taken off his shoelaces by Chris Tierney, but Tierney stumbles and concedes the first corner kick of the game to LA. Franklin can really be a threat down that right flank, Brian, for the LA Galaxy.
Yeah, last year he had 6 assists, just getting up and down. Bit of a different role. We saw him more in the midfield as opposed to as a right back this year, solely playing at right back. But he's got the speed and the pace to continually get behind defenses if he gets his head down and going forward.
David Beckham's out swinger. Oh, what a volley there by Landon Donovan, who's claiming it was deflected. The Revs captain, Shalry Joseph, is going to plead the New England case, and it will in fact be a goal kick. Terrific service, so met pretty well by the right foot of Landon Donovan.
Oh, my question is, how is Landon Donovan that wide open inside the 18-yard box? Landon Donovan has made his mark on capitalizing on people's mistakes, and there's a reason why he's leading Major League Soccer in goal scoring. 8 goals, 1 assist in 10 matches. You absolutely cannot leave him unmarked, especially on something as easy as a corner kick.
Well, especially when you have David Beckham, who's tied for the league lead in assists, taking all those corner kicks. Stephen McCarthy couldn't control. Second ball falls for LA. Mike McGee squeezed off of it. He dribbles in field, plays it into space for Franklin. Has Donovan to the outside, that's where he goes. Darius Barnes, playing left fullback tonight for New England, does well to cover and played over the line for an attacking LA throw.
And I do like the fact that Darius Barnes is getting the start on the left-hand side of the defense. He's got the physical pace to match the speed of the LA Galaxy.
Didier Domi, who was the presumptive starter at the beginning of the season, did feature in the first 11 for the Revs in that disastrous 5-0 loss to Kansas City midweek in US Open Cup play-in action. It wasn't an easy situation for anybody to be in, and Domi still playing his way back to fitness, but for the time being, Barnes has played well enough to hold on to a starting job. This is Chris Burchell for LA. Franklin now. Touched by Juninho. Spins it over the top, and Alston Conley heads it back. You see Juninho taking up the deep lying midfield role. He scored the only goal for LA when these two teams met on March 20th, a 1-1 draw, but he can join the attack pretty quickly, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got that shot from distance. You really don't want to give him uncontested, with no pressure, shots from outside the 18-yard box. But a bit of a different look. We're used to seeing David Beckham, if he plays centrally, pair alongside Chris Burchell. Burchell's got that bite. This is a very, very small LA Galaxy team, a team that's built on speed.
Donovan now. Juninho got tied up with Failhaber. McGee takes it down. 26-year-old, 9th-year pro. Good combination play here, and a dangerous moment for the Revs as Chad Barrett uncoiled a shot that was deflected over. Barrett, the former Toronto FC and Chicago forward. This is his 12th start.
Yeah, good combination play. Omar Gonzalez, just a big switch, settled by Mike McGee. And then you see the combination. Lopez finds Barrett. Barrett's going to get his shots, but he's also going to flub 1 or 2 as well. This is a player that looks to get in behind, looks to combine, and just looks for that half opportunity to get a shot off.
In swing corner kick, headed away by Barnes. Franklin now. His ball for McGee, knocked down. Donovan, wide for Beckham. Cuts it for McGee. Spinning, edge of the area. Beckham now into the attacking zone, but it's cleared by McCarthy all the way back for A.J. De La Garza, a versatile and somewhat unheralded defender who can play anywhere along the back line.
Yeah, not too often are you going to see a 5'5" center back in Major League Soccer, but he's got the ability to play next to Omar Gonzalez, a player that he played college ball with. So he's very, very quick, can be able to stay with those secondary runs and behind the defense, but he's not going to win too many aerial battles.
De La Garza listed generously at 5'8".
That's 3 inches.
Box to box by Ricketts. Matt Reese has had his share of success against his former team. He's 6-2-4 in 12 prior regular season matches against the Galaxy, and he wore the Galaxy colors from '98 to 2002. He's part of that MLS Cup winning side here in '02, but did not start or play in the Cup final. And it was right after that he got the opportunity to move to New England, where he really re-energized his career. Get your morning off to a fresh start with a freshly brewed cup of America's favorite coffee, Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. And it's LA running down the right flank again. Franklin inside. Donovan covered by Swords, but it falls for Franklin. Picked off by McCarthy now, and he plays a dangerous square ball in his own defensive third, wide for Alston. Forward with Lekic as the target. And the Dane is whistled for the foul by referee Jorge Gonzalez.
Well, you can see what Rajko Lekic is asking of Zach Boggs to push up. He's a solitary figure up top. He's going to play the point in this formation under Stevie Nickel, but he absolutely needs help. So far, the LA Galaxy really setting the tone, not looking like a team that's playing in its third consecutive match in 7 days.
Benny Feilhaber fouled from behind by his U.S. national team teammate, Landon Donovan, and Benny Feilhaber has a talent for drawing the contact and creating free kick opportunities.
What he's able to do is when he gets possession, he does a great job of putting his body in between the ball and the defender, gets his arms out, just spreads out a little bit, and is able to absorb that bump, much like the best playmakers in this league, the David Ferreiras, the Javier Moraleses. He almost invites that initial bump so he can just absorb it and then get going with pace.
Alston hemmed in over on the right touchline. Now it's Boggs driving into the box, shooting. Lekic is there, and he nearly connected. He was bearing down on Donovan Ricketts' goal. Best opportunity so far for New England.
On the second time, we've seen a great ball inside the 6-yard box of the LA Galaxy. Donovan Ricketts can't be happy with his back line. The LA Galaxy have had better possession to start this match off, but this is a second great opportunity. Boggs just out of the reach of Lekic, and you can see he's looking to really start getting on that role as a poacher, as a goal scorer. Good physical presence up top for the Revs.
Boggs involved with both of those scoring chances, nearly latching onto the Feilhaber service and then nearly setting up Lekic on that last one. And we've talked about it in previous weeks, Brian. Lekic, not a classic hold-up forward. He is more of a poacher, a guy who likes to run in behind and latch on to service. Has just the one goal as the game winner against Sporting Kansas City here back on April the 23rd. And that's the last time in league play the Revs scored an open play. They're looking for one here. Chris Tierney. Knifes to the inside, now cuts it back looking for Shalry Joseph. Barnes back to the rookie, Soares. Floated for Lekic, but Omar Gonzalez, who wins just about everything in the air back there, heads it back towards a blue-shirted player. Feilhaber from distance, optimistic effort that bounces wide of the LA goal, but the Revs are now starting to catch a little more rhythm.
Yeah, and I absolutely like the idea from that man, Benny Feilhaber. At this point, try your luck. Get your head up. If you don't have any initial pressure, you're outside the 18-yard box. Both center backs, De La Garza and Gonzalez, are stood at the top of the 18-yard box. Why not have a shot from distance? Because the next time that opportunity presents itself, one of the two might step. That could be a perfect little run into space, like you just said, for Rajko Lekic.
11th minute, no score here in Foxborough. Great crowd on hand. Ricketts getting it from the fans at the fort right behind him. But he does manage to send it about 75 yards towards the attacking zone for LA. There's David Beckham. He can spray a ball. It's a beautiful one for Donovan. It's just rescued by the header from Barnes, but that was a seeing eye pass out of the midfield.
And that's the recovery speed that Darius Barnes has. He tucks inside. And this is what Landon Donovan, keep an eye, bottom of your screen, just watch him float. It's really nothing, and this is what David Beckham's capable of doing. That split-second eye contact, Landon gets in behind, good recovery run, and no mistake. No pressure, just up over the top by Darius Barnes, gives LA Galaxy another corner kick.
Their third already in this young match, and can't oversell the point. Beckham has pinpoint accuracy. He goes near post on this one, headed clear by Tierney. At the back now, De La Garza. Donovan glides forward. Left-footed cross. Ryan Cochran's header away. Boggs gets to the loose ball, and here come the Revs breaking. Tierney runs on to the Joseph pass. Has a yard to put in a cross. Goes so early. Lekic is there, and so was Benny Feilhaber, but he got underneath the headed effort.
Oh, it starts initially. The build-up coming from the LA Galaxy. Little stutter. Todd Donovan gets his head up. Looks for the service. Good clearance from Cochran. Watch the challenge from Juninho. Knee into the back. Shalry gets his head up, and look at the space. Now keep an eye at the top of the 18-yard box on the right-hand side of your screen. No real opportunity for Tierney to hit an early ball into inside the defense of the LA Galaxy. A slight hesitation. That allows Benny Feilhaber to make his run, time, and get his head on it.
Boggs battling there against Miguel Lopez. Juninho from the back. Gonzalez, an all-star and best 11 selection at center back last year. Omar Gonzalez. Pressured by Lekic, his former Maryland Terrapin teammate, as you mentioned, Brian De La Garza. Wheeling is Lopez. Off of the turn, he's fouled. It's brought back to the bottom of the center circle. Jorge Gonzalez, known around the league for his man management skills, his game management skills. He has a way with people out there. And this is one of the complaints from players and coaches around the league, is that they want more referees with that feel for the game that Gonzalez appears to bring. Here's the delivery from Beckham. Away by Soares, right back to David Beckham. Beckham, who met the team here after playing in that testimonial match you talked about in England midweek. Instead of going all the way back to LA, he logs enough miles with his busy life as it is.
Well, I think a lot of people were taking shots at him for wanting to go play in a match that really didn't mean anything other than playing with his best friend in a testimonial match. And it was a loss for Manchester United that day for Gary Neville's testimonial to Juve. But David Beckham was by far the best player on the field for Manchester United. He really had an incredible match over 90 minutes. And for Bruce Arena, he's going to take the lumps. He's the one in the press that's got to deal with why is David Beckham continually leaving Major League Soccer when we're the ones paying his salary. It's a decent argument to have.
Good pressure, Lekic almost able to pry that loose. And increasingly, the Revs are forcing the issue, and Donovan Ricketts is shaken up after that play. Lekic certainly well within his rights to try to play that loose ball.
Yeah, and he might have left a foot in. You see the soft back pass. It's really nothing, absolutely nothing. He looks for that quick little toe poke. He's not showing anything but his laces. Keep an eye on his toe. He's not following through. He's just trying to get that little toe poke. Donovan Ricketts is doing what every great goalkeeper should do. Stay connected to your back line, react quickly. Poor mistake from A.J. De La Garza. He makes up for it. That's why Donovan Ricketts is one of the best goalkeepers in the league. But just the back line, it seems a little bit out of sorts for the LA Galaxy. Bruce Arena's got to be happy going forward with the possession, but he can't be happy with just those silly breakdowns across the back.
Well, they came into the season expecting Leonardo to be the other center back with Omar Gonzalez. He's out with a knee injury.
Yeah, Greg Berhalter's on the bench alongside Frankie Hayduck. And I think there were questions of whether, what kind of role would we see Greg Berhalter in this season, when during the offseason they announced he would be a player/coach. Berhalter was dealing with concussions coming into the season. Leonardo goes down. A.J. De La Garza, to be fair, has had a pretty good run in the back for the Galaxy.
Here's Lekic with the head on the volley. Corkscrews off target. But again, the Revs increasingly taking the attack to the somewhat shaky LA back line.
Yeah, and I like the idea from Lekic. He's taking a half-chance opportunity. You can tell by his skill set, the way he settles the ball, the way he sets himself up. Goes up for the initial challenge, gets his head up, reacts. Good first touch. Why not? Why not? Just get the chances, get that little half look, and start to test the goalkeeper.
Kevin Alston attacks that long ball, but misses. This is the Argentinian Lopez. Double hitch move. Back to Donovan. His third season in his second tour of duty with LA. Wide again to Lopez. Intercepted by Feilhaber. Joseph controls. McCarthy getting forward. Shawry through midfield. Patient, looking for a passing option. Now Feilhaber is taking up a wider position on the right side. Trying to play Lekic out on the flank as Boggs had moved inside. Well, fans, get to Gillette Stadium on Wednesday, June the 15th. The next time the Revs play at home when they take on Toronto FC. Tickets on sale now. Call 1-877-GET-REVS or log on to revolutionsoccer.net. TFC wobbling a bit after today's result at home. The early game in MLS, they get battered at BMO Field 6-2 by visiting Philadelphia.
And that's the second time they've taken a bad loss at home. DC United winning 3-0. I think about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, they also lost to Vancouver.
And so for Aaron Winter, he's really married himself in this Dutch philosophy, this Ajax philosophy, a 4-3-3, without really knowing what his personnel was coming in. He had a full offseason to bring in his players to fit this system. And to be quite honest and quite fair, they've been just terrible. Been terrible. They've gotten a couple results here and there, but to lose 6-2 at home, to me, that means his players have lost faith in the system, lost faith in the coach, and you just absolutely cannot get beat like that.
Well, it's been musical chairs for the coaches up there since they came into the league in 2007, and they're still looking for the winning formula that will see them into the playoffs for the first time, Toronto.
Well, and I think Toronto already has the right coach, and that's former New England Revolution assistant coach Paul Mariner.
Vice president of player personnel up there, and certainly he's thriving in that role, but it's hard for him to make results from the front office. Here come the Revolution, looking to attack quickly. Alston on the bounce, looking for Lekic. Oh, and Ricketts makes an athletic play to clear. First time pass by Joseph, finds Tierney with the yard to put in a cross, cuts it instead on Donovan. It's on the right foot, so he leaves it for Joseph, who stings a shot into the signage boards, wide to the near post, with the Revs in full flow on the attack right now, Brian.
Well, I like what Chris Turney's doing in this match, just getting his head up, looking to combine. Take a look at the early chance, and it's good build-up from New England. Brings in the right back, Kevin Alston. He gets his head up, little clipped up all up over the top, and look at Lekic. You can see why he's frustrated, because the chances are right there. This time, Chris Turney gets away from Landon Donovan. Not an easy thing to do. And Shawry sets himself up perfectly. He got the pace behind it, just couldn't keep it on frame.
Joseph, the Revs leader in goal scoring so far with 4. As the Revolution player is down, it was Lopez there. Soares sticks up for his mentor, Ryan Cochran, who's struggling after that collision.
It's one of the most difficult parts about being a center back. When you go up, you have to make that mandatory challenge. And when you go up against a forward, sometimes you see arms come out. You start to see, not that it's anything incredibly dangerous, but it's just two players fighting for space, and you see Cochran just come through head to head. And you hate to see the side of the head. Anywhere that's near the temple. New England fans know plenty well about what concussions can do. Taylor Twellman, throughout the history of the league, we've lost plenty of great players because of concussion situations. So anytime you see a 50-50 challenge, an aerial battle, and you see either elbows collide with heads or you see heads collide with other heads, you just don't want to see it when it's anywhere near the side, because that's when things get a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, and you don't mess around with it. You don't take any chances. Cochran making his 7th start for the Revs, his 9th appearance since joining the team in the offseason. He's already a fan favorite and a well-respected veteran in the locker room, and it's good to see him walking off under his own power, apparently cogent. Again, they won't take any chances. If he fails to test in the sideline, he doesn't come back.
Yeah, and that's one of the new, not necessarily new, but I guess more stringent situations where you see the medical staff are going to immediately test. There's going to be a specific test for any possible concussion situation. But Ryan Cochran, I mean, not really having any role last year with the Houston Dynamo, coming into the New England Revolution, really settling down and being a great mentor for the rookie A.J. Soares.
All right, let's take a quick visit with the head coach of the Revolution, Steve Nicol, who joins us from the sideline. Coach, as this has progressed, your team's created more chances.
Yeah. No, we're happy enough. We've made some chances. We've really restricted them to not an awful lot. So we can't be, other than putting the ball in the net, we can't be too unhappy.
Steve, how important is it to kind of limit the amount of possession going forward between David Beckham and Landon Donovan?
Well, it's huge. I mean, they both got talent, and they can both hurt you if you stand off and let them play. So it's huge that we do that. But we need to do that round the field. We can't take anybody lightly, and whoever it is, whatever the name is in the back of the strip, you've got to close them down properly.
Thanks, Coach.
Cheers.
Franklin and Tierney go up for the head ball, and Tierney did the job there, just putting the right back off enough that he had to make a clearing header over the line, and that gives Darius Barnes the opportunity to fling a long throw-in. Joseph and McCarthy tend to be the targets for the flick-ons in these situations, Brian. Not a long run-up for Barnes, but he can get these into the area. He goes to Joseph, over his head, it bounces. Lekic is there, takes a touch, was grabbed, he goes to his head. Gonzalez not interested in making a call. Play continues. Failhaber on the turn, now spins back. Lost track of it momentarily, plays the rookie McCarthy, who left too much of the ball out there and loses it. Now a loose ball. Tierney goes flying in to win it back, And those are the crucial moments of the game, Brian, where the hungrier team sometimes ends up gaining more possession.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Tierney reacting quicker than the Los Angeles Galaxy midfield. And it is those little things. You got to be smarter. You got to react quicker. And it comes down to that mental standpoint. Can you stay tuned in, turned on in every single situation, especially those simple throw-ins? That's where teams like LA Galaxy have been caught giving up soft goals.
Here's Lekic. Switches the field. It's going to be a tough ask for Olsen, who just about collided with Donovan. Cochran back on the field, makes a hash of it. Here's Burchell crashing into the area, shooting, and having his shot saved by Reese. He wanted to catch it, but a corner kick will do. Is Cochran, who's back out on the field 100%. You have to question it after that moment.
Well, that's why you don't want to let the ball bounce on an artificial surface. Watch this ball. Just skip up for this quick second. You can see the turn back. Miguel Lopez does everything right. He just applies the pressure. That's Chad Barrett. Gets in behind, goes to a tough angle. Less preferred left foot, but he keeps it on frame.
Barrett just a 1 goal so far. And here it is, a goal. No signal. And the AR on the near side, the assistant referee said it didn't cross the line. It hit the crossbar, nearly 1-0, and now it's Benny Feilhaber down and apparently injured.
Oh, we're going to get a better look at it than the linesman did. You can see Bruce Arena. He's going to do everything in his power to get in the ear of the fourth official. That's what he does well. Omar Gonzalez looking for his 2nd goal this season, just rises like a salmon.
Nope.
Very, very close. Referee made the right decision. But bigger question, how does Todd Donovan not finish that? Watch it come down. Benny Feilhaber does everything right. He's on the back door, has to cover his back post. Watch the reaction of the number 22. As that comes down, he gets forward, he attacks the ball, goes up, and Todd Donovan has to finish that. He absolutely at least has to keep that on frame.
To be clear, the whole ball has to be all the way over the line. Bouncing on the line is not good enough, and for that reason, I think you got it right there, Brian. The AR was correct in not signaling a goal. Feilhaber's up and okay. And now the Galaxy have had their great chance at the half. Donovan, McGee now, Feilhaber all over him. Beckham quickly forward, Barrett lays it off. The header through by Janino, harmlessly into the area for Matt Reese.
Well, Brad, you just see the possession, the triangle passing. The ball goes up, it comes back, the secondary run gets in behind. This smaller lineup from the LA Galaxy is a lineup built on possession on the deck. Shaw Reed-Joseph taking a huge bump from behind on Mike McGee.
Well, that's that size mismatch, and concedes a free kick, but in the middle third of the field, Joseph will take harder shots than that and get up.
Yeah, Shaw Reed with a strong start of the season, 4 goals and an assist in 10 matches. And you just talk about those personal, physical, one-on-one battles. He's a player that rarely loses them.
Tierney will deliver with the left foot, a curler. McCarthy couldn't get purchase on the header. He was the intended target, but it is cleared over for Rev's attacking throw.
And that's why the quality of set pieces and service from the flank become even that much more important. Besides Omar Gonzalez, he's the only player that stands above 6 feet, with the exception of Donovan Ricketts in goal. Set pieces, service on fouls from outside the 18-yard box. You got to crash. You got to make concerned, hard runs inside the 18-yard box.
'27th minute here in Foxborough. 0-0 game. Chances at both ends so far. And there's Ryan Cochran making the play going down. We're hearing from the bench area that Steve Nicol may be set to make a change. Franco Correa is up, getting set to check in. Foul whistled against Cochran. And McGee wants a caution. But if indeed Cochran is set to come off, getting booked wouldn't be the worst outcome. Free kick, no card. Gonzalez, very decisive.
Well, and this is what you talked about a few minutes ago. This is a referee that a lot of players respect based on the communication skills. Look at the way he's talking.
Yeah.
Giving him a warning. That's your last chance, or I'll put you in the book. That's all players want. And I can tell you from being a player, if you have a referee that just puts his hands in your face, wipes it off, don't talk to me, the frustration level rises. This is where respect comes in from a player to referee.
The world-class right foot of David Beckham will be the instrument to deliver this dead ball. curls into the area. The Revs get it clear. Popped wide for Landon Donovan, and a little heel flick rolls harmlessly wide.
We always talk about the difference of playing on grass to an artificial surface. That is the third ball that David Beckham has had on a set piece that he hasn't beat the first defender. You just have to wonder if he's really got the feel, because the ball, just plain and simple, plays differently off an artificial surface. So striking the ball, the way he has that classic ability to whip a ball in, he's done it on a corner kick and he's done it on 2 set pieces.
And he has an opportunity here after the inadvertent handball committed by Shawry Joseph. 3-man wall, and this is closer to the goal than the last couple of set pieces. A dangerous moment for New England. Gonzalez trying to get across Shawry Joseph to the near post. Beckham serves it in. Good header away there by Soares, but only as far as Janino. Wide for Lopez. Janino lofts it to the back post, nobody home, and that's a good outcome for the Revs in the end. Let's take a look at the people in the pink shirts, and this is a worthy cause to be sure. They're all here in support of making strides against breast cancer in collaboration with the Revs partnership with We Got Soccer here in Foxborough. Say that 5 times fast. But again, good on those folks for getting out in numbers to support making strides against breast cancer here tonight. Beautiful late spring evening here in New England, and a pretty good game of soccer. Chad Barrett gives chase, Soares to the outside. Will hustle and make sure it's not a corner kick. In fact, earns a throw-in.
Well, that could have been tricky for A.J. Soares. You can see he's just motioning to Matt Reese. He knows initial header one. He's trying to get away from Chad Barrett. Settles it, tries to get his head up, but you just got to be careful. At the end of the day, put that ball out for a throw-in. There's nothing wrong with giving up a throw-in. You're going to make a mistake and it ends up being a shot on goal. That's when you're going to get an earful from a veteran goalkeeper.
Down the line by Alston. With the exception of 1 or 2 games, Brian, Alston's been a shutdown one-on-one defender. Since missing the first game of the season, he has the longest active streak in terms of games played of any of the Revs players. For LA, Todd Donovan is the only ever present so far this season. They've played 14 games already, LA, to the Revs 11. Here's Benny Feilhaber, ran right into Gonzalez. Still battling for it. No whistle. Beckham picks it up. Heel flick by Donovan. Franklin now on the right side. Soares header taken down by Tierney. Big lofted angled pass. Chested by Todd Donovan. Rev season tickets are on sale now. You can guarantee your seat to 17 matches and 1 special event. For more information, call 1-877-GET-REVS or log on to revolutionsoccer.net. Loose pass in midfield, picked off by McCarthy for New England. Tierney can't keep the Revs playing now. Ricochets off the Revs 4th-year pro, and it's pounded by Barnes back to his goalkeeper. Tierney wins the battle with Franklin. McGee, Janino, McCarthy trying to win it for New England. Now it's wide for Franklin, who controls one-on-one, plays it inside. Landon Donovan going at Soares. And the rookie does well to just get a foot to it and then skim it away.
When we talk about Landon Donovan's ability, isolated, going one-on-one at defenders, not too often are you going to see Landon Donovan make that mistake.
And we're hearing now that they took the substitute card back from the 4th official. It appears that Ryan Cochran's going to be able to continue. Franco Correa takes a seat, but good to have Correa available. He got off to a great start, and it just a couple of injuries gave Cochran the opportunity. He performed well, and things have been more stable since he went in there.
Yeah, Correa, tough, durable defender, likes to get stuck in, sometimes a little bit reckless, but a defender that can play at this level. The one positive about having Ryan Cochran pair up alongside A.J. Soares is now you at least have one center back that knows the players, knows the league. He can actually pull the rookie in and say, all right, there's certain characteristics of this forward to look out for compared to this forward. And that's something that only comes with playing multiple matches in multiple seasons.
And the Revs have done well to pair the two up on the road as roommates. Cochran took Soares under his wing in preseason, but there's a camaraderie among the backs that includes Darius Barnes and Correa as well with the Revs as McCarthy tries to split the defense, looking for Boggs, who's not going to get there, but Zach Boggs never stops running.
Well, when we go back to talking about those defenders, you look across the back line, Darius Barnes, Kevin Alston, now A.J. Soares. This is what New England Revolution and specifically Stevie Nicol has been able to do over the last 7-8 years, is continually find these rough diamonds in college soccer, bring them to the Major League Soccer level, and then lead them the right way, not just throw them at the end. At the end of the swimming pool. They're actually able to get games underneath them belt alongside good veteran players. So you're starting to see them. And you talked about Kevin Alston a few minutes ago. This is a young player with an incredible amount of potential. Physically, he's got every attribute you would want as a right back. He just needs to continue to grow within the scope of that experience in the back.
'34th minute, still 0-0 here. They're coming out of the game a little bit in the last couple minutes after an active start. Here's Franklin racing down the right wing. His curling ball. Reese comes, just gets it to the top of the area. Then the hammer clearance by Feilhaber up in the air. And Lopez is down and injured after the collision.
But what a great choice from Matt Reese. That ball really floated in from Sean Franklin. Franklin just opening up the right side. Stephen McCarthy can't get close enough to kind of slow him down, at least take away an angle. But Franklin floating that in, and that's what Matt Reese is so good at. Look at the back line. Drops in, Reese comes off his line, right where he should. Question, always when it gets to the top of the 6-yard box, do you want your keeper coming out? In an ideal situation, you'd love to see a defender at least body out Lopez to give Matt Reese a clear-cut path to the ball. But Reese, making no mistake about it, not risking trying to hold on to it, punches 2 fists, proper clearance, and for Lopez, unfortunately, putting his head in a dangerous situation, he caught the brunt.
As Lopez gets medical attention, let's look at a couple more scores from around Major League Soccer earlier today. New York and Vancouver, a 1-1 final there. Eric Osley from the penalty spot for Vancouver. And it was Luke Rogers for the New York Red Bulls, who have put up their league-leading 6th draw. Another score at the half, 2-1. It's now into the second half. Andrew Boyens with the go-ahead goal for Chivas USA. They're really starting to find their feet under head coach Robin Fraser.
Yeah, I think it was a tall task for Robin Fraser, not just because it was a team that really didn't have an identity for as much as they would like to say they have an identity, but they really had to bring in some veterans, proven veterans that had experience in Major League Soccer. And Robin Fraser just has that mentality. He's built an organization alongside Jason Kreis in Salt Lake from scratch. So now he's having to do it for the second time, except this time he's got the pressure of being the point man for Chivas USA.
The Revs have numbers if they hurry. Sprayed wide by Joseph, taken by Feilhaber. Back to the Revolution captain. Comfortable in possession, wide to Barnes. Revs keeping the ball. Boggs wants it over the top. Joseph instead goes to Lekic, lays it off for Feilhaber. Back to the Dane. Lekic quickly wide to Alston joining the attack. The ball popped on Kevin Alston. He never regained control, and it was taken off him by David Beckham. It'll be a free kick to LA.
I didn't really see a foul there from Kevin Alston. David Beckham didn't like whatever happened between Alston and him at the top of the 18-yard box, but better build-up. You see the back line from LA Galaxy dropping deeper and deeper. They haven't really given anything up since those first 3 balls in behind the first 15 minutes of this match. But you're also starting to see Beckham, as well as Donovan, quickly dropping and not allowing New England Revolution to penetrate centrally.
Joseph now wins the duel, can't find a teammate. McGee gets it back. Now Beckham, sprayed wide for Lopez, who appears to be okay. To the inside, Alston goes to ground. Just did enough to make LA reset. It's back to De La Garza. Good noise in the building tonight. Biggest home crowd of the year so far for New England. It's a top team in the West. Tierney's header, picked up by Gonzalez for the Galaxy. 38th minute, 0-0 game. Fans could see the U.S. men's national team and defending World Cup champion Spain train here at Gillette Stadium next Friday. U.S. practice begins at 4:30. You'll go for an hour. Spain's right after that. Advance tickets just $20 at ussoccer.com, or you can call 800-745-3000 or buy them through Ticketmaster. Tickets will cost $25 at the door. A chance to see both the U.S. and Spain train here in Foxborough.
I think it's going to be a great 2 months for soccer fans in the New England area. Not just U.S., Spain, but also Manchester United coming to town. And we've continued to see that this is a viable market, the United States, for European soccer, whether that be Barcelona, Real Madrid, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Manchester United. It's pretty incredible how much we've grown as a league over the past 16, 17 years.
And we had a great game today in the Champions League final, and we'll hear more about that at halftime. Here's Soares pumping along, but all the way through. And we talk about the big crowd here. In part, they're here to see David Beckham. It's not quite the circus it was back in 2007, first time Beck showed up here. But let's throw it down to DA, who has more on how LA deals with the intended hoopla around their team.
Yeah, Brad, you mentioned the big crowd tonight. I spoke to some members of the Galaxy staff, and they said that the team actually enjoys playing on the road. They like this road show atmosphere because they know the energy is going to be up wherever they go on the road. Beckham, Landon Donovan, obviously the star power that they bring. Behind the scenes, it's been very interesting. They've kept a consistent staff, and that has helped them deal with the distractions. But the players actually love going on the road because they know the road crowd's going to give them their best, guys.
Well, there's the man, the center of it all, Beckham playing really maybe not the second best player, but certainly not quite the world star, Landon Donovan. Rumors that Donovan might be headed to Europe. The Boston-based ownership group of Italian team AS Roma rumored to be interested in the star of the U.S. national team, but is there anything to that, Brian?
Well, who knows? I mean, who knows? I think every year we've seen Landon Donovan's name linked somewhere, but with the amount of money he's making in Major League Soccer, playing for the United States national team, still being successful at the highest level, and living in Manhattan Beach, I can't see him, unless the money is significant, making a serious move. If he didn't want to be in Europe back then, I can't see why he would necessarily want to make that big move to Europe now.
Foul committed by Feilhaber on Lopez. Ooh, Lopez came up first.
And he knows exactly what he's doing. Miguel Lopez knows that there's a defender near him. There's a difference between throwing an arm out where it's a forearm and just popping a little elbow up. Miguel Lopez absolutely knew he was going to catch whoever was off his left shoulder.
Here's McGee. Cross blocked by Alston, but it will be an LA throw-in. 41st minute. Good look at Todd Donovan. Like I said, he plays 200th MLS game Wednesday versus Houston. He has 2 MLS Cup rings to his credit. Played with San Jose, New York, and Toronto. Sandwiched between his times with the Galaxy. His long throw doesn't reach near post. Joseph's header away, and then Boggs uses the thigh to get it out to midfield. Beckham. Inch perfect ball. Look at that. Cut into the middle, but cleared away by Soares. That is terrific, quick build-up play, and it's all from the great passing ability of David Beckham.
And it's not just the pass. It's the fact that that secondary run was already looking to get in behind. This was a run that initially started heels on the sideline off the throw from Donovan. Little blind ball up over the top.
Donovan now heads just wide. That's not his forte, but he did get enough space to say that was an open header, and he probably should have done better with it.
Chris Tierney just on the wrong side, didn't get tight enough, and just watch Donovan. Middle of your screen, pushes in, gets inside, peels back off, and that's what Landon Donovan has gotten a lot better at, is just floating, ghosting off the defender's shoulder. Little snap header, gets enough behind it, just pushing it past the left post of Matt Reese.
Couple of nervous moments for Reese in his goal, including that corner kick header that went off the crossbar, nearly crossed the line. Omar Gonzalez, the man who really scored. The Revs had chances of their own, none for a while. Barnes comes in, couldn't find a teammate, and it's LA again.
Well, LA has such a great understanding. If one of the forwards drops into the midfield, the other forward essentially knows where to take that spot. Chad Barrett and Miguel Lopez are doing a great job checking and playing off each other. Good partnership that allows the likes of Donovan to get forward into those dangerous spots.
Now it's Lopez in a dangerous spot. A little juggling act on the turn. His bouncing side volley right into the breadbasket of a well-positioned Matt Reese, but you can't let a guy turn in the box on a post like that.
And the last thing center backs want to do is step up into a space where they're uncomfortable. A little ball up over the top, and you see Cochran. He had to check with that initial pressure with Barrett. That means A.J. Soares has to drop in, cover that space. Got to be there quicker. Last thing you want to do is allow a guy like Miguel Lopez time and space inside the 18-yard box.
Boggs pressing the attack on the turn. Wants to get it to Lekic, lost track of the ball, and it's taken over by LA again. Let's throw it down to DA, who'll tell us what's coming up at halftime.
Coming up at halftime, highlights of today's Champions League final, guys. Excellent effort by Barcelona. Also, we'll have tactics and a preview of what's coming up in the second half, as well as highlights of the first. And the A's Ticket halftime report.
Thanks, DA. Looking forward to seeing those Barca, Manchester United highlights. Now, this is a highlight reel play almost by Donovan before it's broken up by Darius Barnes. Back to David Beckham. Won the Champions League with Manchester United back in '99. His delivery just fought off by Cochran, and he's able to toe poke it into a space where Barnes can clear. The Revs increasingly on the back foot. Lekic there commits the foul, where he's one-on-one with De La Garza. Always demonstrative, Rajko Lekic. 45th minute. It's been a good spell for LA after the Revs had really taken over the middle portion of this half. And they're stringing the passes together again here.
Yeah, you can tell the idea from the New England Revolution by just watching Landon Donovan, Chad Barrett, or Miguel Lopez check back into spaces. They feel much more comfortable seeing that possession in front of them as opposed to letting players get in behind.
Beckham just melted Feilhaber, but fairly, says Gonzalez, the referee. The attack continues. Benny's down in midfield. Lopez, McGee couldn't pick out Landon Donovan, and the Revs are probably going to play this out of bounds as Benny Feilhaber is injured. Lekic wanted it, but he knew what the right thing to do is. Well, it looked like a fair but very tough tackle from Beckham, who jumped it as soon as Feilhaber turned with the ball.
Yeah, in no way, shape, or form am I going to say that David Beckham's a dirty player. But
he knows what he's doing.
Sometimes he leaves a foot in, and that's a product of English football. Other times, he's a little reckless, a little clumsy. You see the challenge right there from Mike McGee? Not really nothing, but the hunting from Benny Feilhaber. He's going to go after the ball. It was a good challenge. It was a good, heavy challenge. And unfortunately, that challenge from Beckham just catching the left ankle of Benny Feilhaber.